welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters Brazil. G'day guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters in Singapore. I'm Maynard, my good friend Todd is here to join me. For the next cast, we're going to be having CJ Entus's herO versus the King of Wings, the Game Genie Terran, Jürgen himself, MVP.
I'm not sure how much this title is going to help him here, because herO looked scary versus Terran in the group stage. He had to go through 2 Terrans. He's 4-1 in maps. He showed that he's mortal in a map, but the 4 maps that he won were basically complete domination. And he played very good Terrans as well, so if I was MVP here, I'd definitely be a little bit worried about this. He's going to have to completely outdo his opponent to play his very best to be able to take a win here.
That's right. He'll need to pull a rabbit out of the hat, because statistically it is his worst matchup as well. He's had trouble with TVP, and even with it, especially now with the tradition of Protoss doing so well in PvT, and herO being the level that he is, it's going to be a pretty big tall order. But MVP, he's a surprising player. Can definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if he at least won a couple maps here. But I definitely favor herO coming into this.
Hey, this is a best of 5, and MVP is very good at preparing for opponents. Depending on maps as well, we've seen him do crazy things, 2 Raxes, split map on Metropolis with battle cruisers versus Quirtle. So maybe some kind of very good plans here might help him on some maps. But herO, man, this guy he's crazy. In the first 2 games we saw him play versus Terran, he just completely steamrolled Dream with some nice blink play. Blink Stalkers were everywhere, perfect defense, perfect offense, perfect read on everything. It's going to take a lot for MVP to be able to beat this guy, because herO right now, he might be the overwhelming favorite to go to the finals and face his teammate Hydra, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in Todd's opinion, my opinion, all the casters here and a lot of the spectators do definitely feel like herO is going to be the winner of IEM Singapore. He's going to be the finalist. He's going to win the final, most likely, just because of, we keep saying it, guys. He's just so powerful. He looks so strong every time he plays.
Yeah, and I mean, with this map pool here, this is a best of 5. They might have to play 1 or 2 maps that they don't particularly like, but other than that, I'm guessing, since this map pool is basically the ladder map pool, these players, they should surely have enough practice on every one of these maps. And actually, as I say that, I get invited to Polar Night, so that was not vetoed, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. There he is, rocking his pens. Geez, I wish I had a few of those. The GSL pens, the GSTL badge.
A few? Yeah. I wish I had one. I wish I had half of one.
Yeah.
Sadly, you don't get anything for never qualifying for the GSL.
There's no second prize except for money.
You should get a merit medal.
Yeah.
Try it 5 times.
Just a big gold badge that says better luck next time. It's pretty bad manner. So, MVP, he's got to get his focus. Maybe he has a trick here. We haven't seen a TVP from him in a while. Definitely not at this tournament yet. So,
yeah, I mean, going into this game, I have to think, does MVP go for some kind of surprising play, or does he go for his usual standard Terran versus Protoss and just try to outdo his opponent from there? I guess we'll see. From the first game might decide basically the way this series go. If MVP goes for standard play and wins, or if it goes really bad for him, he might either go for it again or not. And by not, I mean trying crazy things, because he might realize from the first game that basically he can't keep up with this guy. So gonna be interesting, definitely seeing what these players opt to do. herO, he's shown that he can play a lot of different styles. As mentioned, he went for Blink the first 2 games versus Dream, and then he completely mixed it up versus his next opponent, which was Bomber. I think, oh no, yeah, it was Bomber. He went for, remember the Charge Lot Storm?
Yeah, we cast that, I think.
Tech, so was quite successful with this as well. And he did have one loss versus Bomber, so I mean, MVP is still one of the highest caliber Terran that you can find out there. He might not be the King of Hearts,
yeah,
but still a very good Terran.
Very, very true. Bomber, though, does have a better TVP than MVP. I have to say, statistically, but and also watching it, he looked pretty comfortable in the matchup. Well, watching him play TVP.
You're basically saying MVP lost. Just say that. I feel MVP like can be a man of many surprises.
Yeah, but
not particularly strategically. Although sometimes he's going to surprise us with that too. But with his shape, you know, sometimes he's just going to be the good old MVP that is unstoppable. Now, is he that guy today? I guess we're going to find out, because if he is that guy, he's not only going to beat herO here, but be the overwhelming favorite, in my opinion, to also take the tournament. Because then he would have to face either Dongregu or Hack, and I would have to give him the edge against these players. Maybe not against Dongregu, but yeah, not as much as versus Hack, but...
I think he could definitely beat Hack. Dongregu will be pretty rough, but his TVZ, we saw his TVZ a bunch of times yesterday, that mech style, really, really strong. So
I think a lot of people expect Dongregu to make it versus Hack and MVP not to be able to make it maybe versus herO, but MVP has a lot of fans. They want to see him win. Let's see if he can do it.
I'm a fan as well, man. So in the bottom here of Polar Knight, for the CG Antis player, give it up for herO. All right. And in the top left, WCS EU winner from Team LGIM. This is MVP.
What's with MVP and his cap?
I don't know. But he used to always wear the IEM one, the one with the wing on it, and now he's got the letter A on it. I don't know what the A stands for or what kind of hat it is. It might be a American sports thing.
Yeah, it should be like some kind of team.
Something like that. Maybe he likes baseball.
Yeah, a lot of Koreans do.
Yeah, that was my guess.
herO here, not going to be proxying anything in the first game versus MVP. Would have been very surprised. I don't think we see Gateway proxied too often versus Terran. Only if you play versus a Terran like MKP. That goes Command Center first every single game. Actually, this is MKP before quitting. He was going Command Center first every game, and I think he lost a huge percentage of those against proxy gateways because everybody knew he was going to do it. Yeah. And even though MKP knew it might happen, he still went for it and lost a lot of the time. So Terrans, there has been a shift in the meta game. There's been many shifts, and now they are not really going Command Center first unless the map is quite good for it. herO's going to open with a double gas here. Yesterday we saw him open with a bunch of this double gas play, but every single time versus Terran almost, he got a Zealot, a Stalker, and a Mothership Core out before throwing down his Nexus and his expansion. And a lot of the time, he's going to want to go for a Mothership Core Scout because he doesn't go for the Probe Scout early on. He wants to know if he's up against a factory early on, basically. And MVP going to go for a quick Scout here.
Yeah, it's looking like he's going to be going for a Reaper opening. Drop that gas in the main. Actually, no. Has he taken gases?
Yeah. It's going to be a Command Center
right.
On the low ground here.
The minimap's tricking me, man. He put that barracks in a funny place.
The depot as well, I have to say. This is interesting here, to say the least. Zealot is being made. Should not be a Cancelia, as we do see the third pylon already going down. So herO, yes. Actually, you saw I was playing ladder earlier. And I was doing this build just to try.
Yeah, that's right.
I was getting Zealot, Stalker, and Mothership Core. I didn't particularly feel this was a ton better, but the good thing you can do if you do that, obviously, is doing some scouting with the Mothership Core, because you're going to have enough at home to defend against a Reaper or any kind of early on attack, really. If you get chased also, when you're doing this, you're going to hold quite well. If you get 2 racks, you have a Zealot, you're chrono boosting out a Mothership Core and a Stalker. We've seen actually some sick hold earlier in this tournament with this, where a lot of probes were pulled and it was just well defended in general. So behind that Command Center here, MVP goes for double additional barracks. This is what I thought was more likely to happen here, where he's going to play a very standard game in this first game of this best of 5.
You get these 2 barracks here, and then around, he should be getting his gases very, very shortly now, and getting that stim upgrade very, very shortly as well. It's a very typical gasless expand from MVP. There's the gases going down
I was going to ask you, do you think we see a Twilight here again out of herO? But this is going to be a Stargate in the back of his base, and I love that positioning, by the way. A lot of the time, you're going to see Terran scan between the main and natural, so they can see if there is something in there. MVP, he will need a perfect scan in the entire main to be able to spot that Stargate, and if he does not see it, that Oracle might do a ton of damage. No, herO, he's gone for his standard harass. Actually, he's doing a... Whoa, he's doing way more than he's supposed to with this, because the Mothership Core was buying himself time in the main base. The Zealot in the natural was able to kill STV. He's gonna get a cancel on the bunker.
He might not even cancel. Oh, he does cancel it there.
Cancel some time, barely. And herO is, after the 5th minute, he's already attacking MVP and doing some damage. Yeah, he's not wasting any time.
He nearly got an SCV as well. Oh, actually, he got a Marine, nearly got an SCV there. Couple workers killed by that Mothership Core, so great harassment opening from herO. Already getting inside MVP's head.
herO is a hero, and I know this is cheesy, but this guy, man, he attacks from the very start, and he makes everything. I mean, his micro hero is perfect. He saved his Zealots behind this. He's gonna go for a follow-up attack. Look at his Zealot, he's scouting, he sees the Marines, he sees there's no bunker. 2 Stalkers are on the way, as well as the first Oracle. He knows that MVP is not going to be ready for the first Oracle, so he's like, I'm going to make a second one as well.
This bunker's not going to be ready in time. This is going to be very rough for MVP. Marines need to go back
a little bit. He's not available, actually.
Not just yet. A couple more seconds. MVP coming forward with his Marines.
Is he waiting for the Oracle, or is the Oracle going to go in the main? It goes in the main, and those Stalkers, they're going to start a step against those Marines. This is disastrous here for MVP.
Absolutely. Brilliant play from herO, just pulling him apart to 2 pieces. Meanwhile, the natural's open and he gets a free reign here. This bunker is going to have to be cancelled again. MVP trying to split his bio up to deal with the thing on the ground. He does have a Marauder that's going to help him with the Stalkers, but
herO has got him playing. herO has got him playing the yo-yo game here. He was bouncing, MVP was bouncing back and forth between his main and natural. Now the second Oracle is gonna fly in. I think he could just go for this army basically, with his 2 Oracle, kill the Marines. But it looks like herO wants to split the Oracles, 1 in each middle line, and possibly poke with his units at the front as well. And herO is just completely running MVP over right now. Twilight Council going down behind his forge as well.
Second Oracle in the natural as well as the Oracle in the main. Great multitask from herO, this perfect harassment opening from him. And he just hasn't missed a beat at home. He's got a superior income, 12
to say the least.
Oh my God.
Has he lost a single unit this game? No.
No.
He's killed 15 units and didn't lose a single one. Are you kidding me? If herO starts this best of 5 with a perfect, like how do you go into this series as MVP?
Oh, this must be so tilting for MVP already, just in the early stages. It's only the 8-minute 30 part of the game, and he's already taken some severe hits from this very sort of, I guess, light harassment from herO, but adding on that second Oracle is making it very tough for him.
Unbelievable start here by herO. He's going to start charge, he's going to start level 1 ground armor.
4
needs to be careful
kills.
Not to lose his first unit here, but I mean, he only loses the shield. This guy is the perfect Protoss right now. Look at how many gateways he's adding. He's gonna go for some kind of follow-up attack at some point. When you go for Charge Lords and Templars or Archons like this on 2 bases, you need to go up to 8 gateways. And guess what? This is the exact amount that herO has gone for here. He's doing everything perfectly. This guy, with this one game, he's pretty much became my favorite player in an instant.
18 workers killed, 20 units killed, and no counter damage whatsoever in the slightest at all. And now MVP in a really awkward spot here, trying to keep his production up, taking worker hits left and right, his bio split up in the main and in the natural. Meanwhile, the Oracle's still doing damage, and herO is about to set up for this attack, getting that pylon down.
He's getting a whole bunch of pylon actually out on the map near his opponent's base, and with the supply lead, with the economic lead that he has, if he goes for a timing with Storm and Charge Lot, he might lose 1 or 2 Zealots, but he's sure as hell he's going to win this first game here, because there is no way MVP is going to have enough.
Yeah, and he can still Oracle harass as well during the attack, just in case.
Unbelievable start of this series here, as Storm is being chrono boosted out now by herO. Is getting as many Zealots and Templars as he can. He's actually finally cut probe production with 18 mineral probe in each base. And MVP is moving out. He's pulling SCVs. He knows there is no way to take this game to the late game. He's not even going to start a factory. He's moving across the map now.
This has been a great decision.
Well, I mean, Storm is about to finish. So as much as it is one of the better decisions he could take, obviously, I don't think he's going to work. But yeah.
He just has to do it. Sitting at home will not help him win this game. He's moving out now. Scans and sees the natural, but he has to go for it anyway. Storm going down on his units. Splits from MVP a little bit late there, taking some damage on the bio. He's got stim. He's coming in here, but it just might just be too much. Yeah, Storm's going down. A lot of Zealots left over. MVP deflected. The Oracle even coming to help. GG. herO taking a very, very convincing game number 1 there.
I think herO, this game, by the way, he lost 10 Zealots. That's it. Nothing else. Can you imagine telling someone you're like, hey, I just played MVP, lost 10 Zealots in the first game. And that was, I guess, you have to lose units at some point. I mean, he's not going to basically have Templars ready and storm the entire army of MVP and have him leave. Although that's maybe could have been possible. I'm like going to heroes who say, you could have done this better, man. No, herO here, dominant performance versus the King of Wings. And if you're MVP here, I mean, how do you go into a series versus this guy? Because he looks absolutely unstoppable.
Just that first game must be so tilting for him. His Jimmy's definitely rustled right now. He's got to just get his head out of this situation. You see his, I think that's it's not the coach, but LGIM manager coming down talking to him a little bit. Okay, it's the Oakland A's, the hat there. Confirmation. Thank you, Twitter.
Thank you, Sean Schlosser.
Yep, shout out to you, friend. So guys, thank you for actually tuning in as well. Just a quick shout out to all the viewers. Hashtagging IEM, talking about this tournament all weekend. It's the final day today. Games are only going to get better as time goes along, so enjoy having you guys as much as you hopefully enjoy listening to us.
Does herO have Twitter?
I don't believe so. I know MVP does. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to follow MVP after this game. Just kidding. I already follow him.
Yeah, I do as well. He came down to Australia recently to a Sydney event ran by Oceanic eSports. They're on Twitter, Oceanic eSports. They brought him down here, and his coach came as well. And they put on a bit of a show. Had some games against players. Pig took a map off him. But MVP just pretty much backhanded everyone else, I think. Actually, Petraeus did well as well.
MVP here, losing the first game for CC opponent. Maybe Tarson's conditioning was not good enough.
I think he needs more sandwiches from Tarson. He really needs to get Tarson.
Maybe he got too many sandwiches.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
knowing
could be
Tarson,
a little bit heavy hit. I think, yeah, he needs Tarson to get in there and give him a bit of a back rub and let him know how much he means to him. And
he already knows that.
Yeah, oh, of course. Not everyone flies down just to give their favorite player support. It's a long flight for Tarson.
How do you think MVP goes into this next game? I mean, we have Whirlwinds. Obviously, it's very hard on Whirlwind to do something special, like a 2 racks. And if you're herO, you won the first game very convincingly like this. You have a very safe opener. You're not gonna be scared of anything really. His build is just that solid. He's just that good at scouting. It's gonna be so hard. It's gonna take so much to be able to trick this guy into basically making mistakes, and then from there taking the win as MVP.
Taking that much econ damage, he actually had no choice. Like, he's like, I stay at home and lose, or I attack and lose. Because Storm's out. If he attacks with Storm, if I attack him with Storm, it's over.
Yeah, I really feel like it's not every day you get to see MVP pulling SCVs too, but like this time he was like, well, I guess enough is enough at this point. He
went for the Hail Mary. Well, I don't know what they call a clutch play in baseball. I don't really follow it, but bit of NFL talk. Anyway, getting into the map, this will be a whirlwind. Pretty happy that ladder maps are pretty much in every tournament pool now. Yeah.
This is really cool. You can basically just play ladder to practice for tournaments.
Yeah, and a lot of people do. All right, let's get into it. In the top left here from CJ Entis, an incredibly dominating Protoss. Oh, looks like we got some gauge speed issue here, so we have to regame. That is herO, by the way. Play slow motion.
Imagine you give a slower game speed to herO. He like loses 0 units next game. Oh, it was changed?
Yep, game speed changed.
How did this happen? No, they changed it, they still left. Okay, we're gonna have a regame momentarily.
That's fine, just a couple seconds. So we'll talk a little bit more about herO. He's obviously your favorite person in the whole world right now. You're gonna be stealing every build from, well actually it's not really a build, it's execution as well. You gotta have that, the herO hands and the herO brain to make it work, as well as, anyone can follow a build order, but to make it work.
Somebody on Team Liquid said, would love to see herO first-person point of view
that would
in the first game.
Actually,
you know what? So do I.
Yeah, that was one of the really awesome things about BlizzCon, which ESL ran as well as this tournament. The first-person view was so sick.
Yeah, that was so good. Sadly, Kennygit is not here to make it happen at this tournament as well. We need you back, Kennygit.
Yeah, a lot of love to Kennygit. Doing good stuff for the esports.
Saving esports.
Yeah.
One tournament at a time.
What a beautiful, wonderful man.
All right, the default speed was on normal, apparently on this map. Everything's okay. Now it's been set to faster, should be all right. In the next game, MVP here, taking some time, some extra time with this bit of a break that we are getting to think about his strategy. He actually just made the XD smiley.
Yeah,
I
smiley face.
I always think it's so funny when the Korean use the XD smiley.
Yeah, bit of a Western thing, but MVP does travel a lot. He's gone to a lot of tournaments. Obviously, he's a WCS EU participant as well.
Too much chatting with Starson is going to do that to you.
Yeah. Obviously, he has his long talks with Tarson every night in Skype, so.
They do a video call.
Yeah, they video call each other. That's right.
All right, the game's getting underway now. Whirlwind herO versus MVP. Best of 5 years up with 1-0. Can MVP bring it back with something special, or is he going to try to go for the standard play again? On this map, I mean, it's going to be hard to go for something special, I feel.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before he knows his opponent, and 1v1 maps are kind of the ones that you throw the craziness out on usually. But anyway, let's introduce the players in the bottom left here from CJ Entus, the dominant Protoss herO. And an underdog in this series, but not in our hearts. LGIM's MVP.
You know what I want to see out of MVP here? Standard expands, be it command center first or not, and then a quick third command center, but hidden. A hidden base.
Ah, well,
that
like
could be really cool.
out in the corner.
Yeah, man.
Hidden base strats, pretty sick.
It's always so funny when this situation happens, because it's very unlikely somebody's going to be able to find it. But surely someone like herO, just by scouting and seeing the timing on the factory and medivacs, might be able to recognize. I mean, this is the highest caliber of players you're going to find. Guys like herO, guys like MVP. So I wouldn't even be surprised if something like that happened.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. He actually does probably need to do something crazy to win a map off this guy. He wants MVP to play standard because he knows how to destroy Terrans that do it. There's that, yeah, so standard openings here from both players, nothing crazy at the moment. MVP just dropping that barracks on the ramp, not without the depot though, the depot kind of an odd spot. Actually the barracks is a little bit further back as well, so he's not really one of those Terrans that walls in. Like I was discussing it a little bit yesterday, whether or not you should wall in your ramp as a Terran versus Protoss.
I'm surprised the MVP will go for a Reaper on this map, but maybe he's hoping herO goes for some kind of gateway gas nexus, in which case he can do quite some damage.
It's looking like it might be gateway gas nexus so far. It's you know, that's been the build order so far. So
yeah, he made everything a little bit late. Let's see if he goes for a second pylon or not. Doesn't look so far. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a nexus. So MVP here, probably going to get the situation he had hoped for
if he finds herO.
And those MVPs stop mining gas after 100. We're going to have to keep an eye on that as well, because I think this is definitely... Oh, he gets a quick reactor before getting a single unit.
Wow.
And he's still mining gas. Does he go for double Reaper here?
Yeah, I don't think he's up to something very strange right now.
Yeah, on this map, is he going to proxy a factory or something? I mean, he's surely not going to be spending gas out of that reactor barracks.
Without a second gas, it's going to be tough to... I find it hard for him to be able to afford a factory.
Wow, he has to be going for some kind of factory somewhere on the map. He sent his SCV out right now.
Maybe proxy Banshee or something like that. He's doing something a little bit crazy, but he's only got the one gas.
And here I was saying he has to do something special, but it's hard to do something special besides a hidden expand on Whirlwinds. So as much as he hasn't started anything, this is already very interesting what we're seeing here from MVP, as he's not going to be playing standard. Double, wow, on this map. This is, I mean, this is very surprising, because on this map, if you get into the main with the Reapers, which, I mean, you have to do if you want to be able to take down these probes, which is what those Reapers are for, you're not going to be able to get out after, if there is a Stalker, which there always is. And actually, interestingly enough, look at what herO has done at his ramp. He's walled off. I think this is for playing against Hellions. Quick reactored Hellions. Around the base of the Protoss is very dangerous on this map. The Zealot are going to meet. He's going to meet the SCV here, and the SCV is going to get in there.
Yeah, he'll see the low ground nexus and think he's in a pretty good spot with these Reapers though. But you're right, man. He'll have to deal with a Stalker. Stalkers don't afraid of Reapers.
Actually, the Zealots don't afraid. Actually, the Zealots going to meet the Reapers here. So this is, as much as this is going to die not doing anything, herO's going to have the information. No, run the other way. Buy yourself some time. You're condemned anyway. Dance. Do something.
Dance for me. Dance. We have a Stargate on the way as well while he has that Stalker in the main. He's going to try and bunker push, I feel. This the SCV coming with the Reaper.
Oh, that Stalker going to be targeted down as the SCV is looking to help those Reapers here. Is going to get taken out. And the Stargate behind this, as well as the second Stalker so far for herO, it's been going quite well.
He's doing everything right.
I really think that those two Reapers, I mean, how is this ever going to work?
I don't know. But
if your opponent goes like double Nexus before gate, maybe, but let's just say it's not hero's taste to go for this kind of build.
He's getting a Stargate, and he's getting the factory on the reactor as well. I think we might be seeing Hellion drop follow-up from MVP.
Yeah, but against an Oracle, what does he have? He needs Widow Mines. Does he even have Marines? He has 4 Marines, but they are moving out on the map now. He's going to go for an attack with them. So if they are out on the map, or even dying in hero's base, how is he going to defend versus the Oracle that's about to come out and should be rallied across the map immediately as herO realizes that he's about to be pushed? Those 3 Stalkers, by the way, they can basically, no one of them is going to die and he's going to kite endlessly against this army of MVP. This is disastrous here.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough damage output to deal with the Stalkers. The Reapers won't do the job. The Marines are okay, but there's only 4 of them. And the Hellions aren't so great either. The Hellions are just for probes pretty much. So these...
Oh, he's bringing the Oracle to help with this? I'm a little bit surprised.
So this is actually going to tip it off for MVP, giving MVP a chance to react to this Oracle.
Yeah, and we should be seeing Widow Mine starting. They had already started, actually. Fortunate for MVP, but can they come out on time to help and defend against the first Oracle that's out? Second Oracle is on the way as well. herO, man, going for the double forge behind this. Look at herO's natural. He's already fully saturated with the mining from both gases. Oh, actually, he's going to try to get in there. herO needs to block.
And herO does block just in time. Great stuff from herO. And MVP's going to lose all his Hellions. Devastating for him.
This is an absolute disaster here for MVP. He went into the middle line of the natural at the same time.
Oh, there's a Widow Mine at least. And down goes the Oracle, taking a bit of damage there on the SCVs, but they're still alive, so it doesn't matter.
And with the double forge behind this, I mean, herO, he can start 1-1 here. Wouldn't be surprised if he follows this up with the Twilight Council to get 2-2, goes into Storm and charge, and he's in a great position. Although MVP, he has the same supply at this point. But herO, he's 10 walkers ahead, already having started 1-1. Oh, actually, we see an Armory going down.
Oh my god.
Do we see mech in this game?
Possibly Hellbats. He's still making Hellions.
I mean, definitely Hellbats, but mech or not? Man.
I think he might, man.
On Whirlwind?
I don't know. We're about to see.
On Whirlwind of all maps?
It's so strange what we're seeing out of here from MVP. I mean, we said he had to try something crazy, but something crazy that makes sense is what we're kind of expecting. And he's going to go for a bit of a Widow Mine drop here, and this might work out for him.
There's a cannon on the way. Where's the Mothership Core? It's actually quite far out of position in the natural. This could do some damage as the cannon is not finished.
2 mines being dropped here on the main. What can he get done? Oh, actually a good cluster of probes went down there. Oh, wow. Nice. Great Widow Mine drop here from MVP, doing a lot of damage.
So herO is mortal after all, takes a ton of damage here, down to 38 probes against 44 SCVs. MVP is actually going for mech. He's adding up extra factories.
And
I cannot believe that out of all maps, he picked Whirlwind to go for mech on.
What is this world? What year is it? Who's president?
2025.
This is... Really? Okay,
MC is president.
That's right. The president tells himself. The tech lab's going down here on the factories of MVP. Going to get those all-important mech upgrades. Blue Flame, no doubt. herO coming in here with the Phoenix to have a look, and now he knows what MVP's up to.
Yeah, and he's got to cancel Blink at this point. I don't think Blink is good versus mech. Although, I mean, in your sense, anything is good against anything, because this guy is able to make anything happen with his Blink play. And he's not cancelling Blink. He's still going to go for it. He might go for some kind of big timing. Actually, on this map, interestingly enough, you can Blink from the third into the main. Imagine he did something like that and dropped a War Prism with some sentries up the ramp. There is a lot of possibilities, and I'm not as smart as herO, so I'm not gonna be able to enumerate them all for you just yet. We're gonna have to wait and see. herO is still behind on supply, but he's caught up on the worker count and with that quicker third, man.
And herO, great stuff from him, catching those Hellions in the middle with the Envision spell. We got the Phoenix coming in here in the main, seeing the siege tanks, looking at the natural as well, just purely for scouting.
Yeah. And herO, he starts 2-2 actually. Against mech, you don't really need ground armor. The attack is really where it's going to be and what you need to get. But yeah, he already has the 2 forge, so might as well, why not? And herO, does he go? I'm so surprised that he's still going for Blink. I guess he wants to be able to defend against those Medivac drops that might have some Hellbats in them, but I mean, usually you just get a whole bunch of cannons, which I guess sounds a little bit noobish, if you say it like that. But herO, going for the double Robo and a ton of Immortal here, this is so smart, because these Immortals, they are going to do great against the mech play off his opponent. I think MVP should be looking to go for a timing here shortly because he's not going for a third command center. He has actually a quite sizable army already.
Yeah, he's going to wait for +2.
Blue Flame's going to finish. I think if he pulls SCVs and goes for a timing here, if there is no Archons against him, he's going to have a good chance to do quite some damage.
And Blue Flame being tipped off now. herO does know what he's up against. Blinking forward and picking off a couple Hellions in the middle of the map here.
Wow. 2-2 halfway through down now for herO. He saturated his third base. Actually, no cannon there. He's going to have to be careful in case there is a run by of Hellions. MVP, still no third base. I do think he goes for two-base timing. But he did start the level 2 ship weapons. So, well, vehicle and ship weapons, which in this case is going to be mostly for vehicle. But he does have a few Vikings.
Yeah, he's dropping an engineering bay now, and I think that's just going to be static defense for the Oracles.
Oh yeah, he needs at least one turret per base to make sure he can defend quite well.
Exactly.
And still no third base. Almost 14 minutes mark. MVP. He's going to be pulling SCVs. I'm sure of it now. And herO is going to be for him to try and defend. He's getting, he's getting a ton of Immortals, which is good. But with this, you need a lot of Archons. I mean, he already has the Stalker count he wants. I don't think he wants to keep on massing Stalkers against a mech army. And now he's basically going to go into Charge Lot and Archons. Possibly Templars with Storm, although I do think that many Archons is better at first versus mech. And MVP is going for his timing here. He pulls SCVs.
Grabbing he's saving the SCVs for a little bit.
Oh, he sent them back for a second.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to tip off that the SCVs have been pulled just yet. Wants to deal with these Stalkers.
Oh my God,
heading across the third.
He has so much. 111 army supply to 76. And herO misblinks. This is the first time this has happened since he's been playing here at this tournament. I cannot believe MVP is looking so good in this game. After a disaster of a first game, he goes mech on Whirlwind, and he's possibly about to make it work.
Yep, +2 is going to finish in the next couple seconds for MVP. These Stalkers blinking back. MVP is going to go straight for the throat here. Will he go for the third? It looks like he wants the natural. Sieging up now. The leapfrog of the siege tanks is happening. Hellbat's defending them. The Oracle in the natural, he didn't get the turret up. Has decimated. Oh, well, I mean, the SCVs are pulled anyway, so he doesn't really care.
2-2 already finished for herO, but 2-0 is up for MVP, and that armor not going to have that much. MVP needs to be careful. Maybe he needs to pull back with that first line here of his army.
And he's got Zealots and Archons from a flank on the side, but the siege tanks are prevailing. It looks like he's going to lose the battle on the left, though. So many mortals still alive, just starting to push down. herO has the composition he needs.
He's dancing with the Immortals.
Oh my God, this guy. This guy, oh my God. The herO's Immortals still getting down there. Everything is going to die for MVP. GG. herO takes a game 2 there, and we're going to get into game 3 pretty shortly.
And you know, as much as this failed, I feel like MVP missed his timing here by 1 or 2 minutes. Imagine he comes 1 minute before. He already had the supply lead. He pulls all of his SCVs. He keeps on using mules back at home to be able to keep on making units behind this. Possibly only Hellbats to help and reinforce a little bit. And there will not be as many Archons and Zealots because, I mean, that's what made the difference. That flank from the side. All the Immortals came from one single position. And MVP, he spread out his tanks way too much. It would have been a lot better if they were all together, because then he would have basically one-shot anything, even Immortals. And that entire army of herO, which was clumped up, coming down the ramp, would have basically melted instantly. Now it was really a lot better for herO. What happened? He came down with the main army from the natural in the third base. He flanked with Archons and Zealots, and they tanked so much. They tanked like forever. If there is no ghost, these Archons are going to be pretty happy to be there. We knew that the Immortals were good against this mech army, but it's really the Zealots and Archons that bought him enough time to be able to clean this up.
MVP, man, 1 game away from possible elimination. This is his last chance. Loading it up, and it will be Frost. Frost may possibly be the final battlefield between these players.
Yeah, and I don't think that Blink is going to be such a bad idea on this map too. Lot of surface area to do some good damage, so wouldn't be surprised if herO goes for it again.
Wouldn't be surprised at all. In the top right here from CJ enters, currently 2 maps up. This is herO. And in the top left from LGIM, can he do it? This is MVP.
Tried to make it happen in the previous game.
Tried to make it happen, yep.
Did not happen at all.
No.
It looked good for a moment, but I mean, he missed his timing by not much, really. Like, I wasn't sure because he had a critical mass, but really when I saw the way he was placing his tanks, then I started getting very skeptical. And herO he read well into this. He had an observer placed just right outside the base of MVP. He even saw the SCVs being pulled, so he just had to get enough army, get a good flank, and he was going to hold quite surely. Would have been a lot harder. I want to resume that replay and have like the tanks all clumped up so that they can basically one shot that gets into the range. And like stay closer with the Hellbats, basically just all around the tanks, act as a shield. Now he really kind of A-moved into the natural. Those units were far out of position, and lots of tanks in the back were not shooting at the army they should have been shooting at.
Well, even with those 7 or 8 Immortals, I had like that glimmer of hope for MVP. Yeah. It was a great timing, to be honest. But yeah, that flank was too good. He had 3 siege tanks at the back that were intermittently shooting at the reinforcement, not helping him at all on the ramp. And even though there were 7 or 8 Immortals, I do feel like he could have broken it.
Well, if you do feel like it, why don't you ask herO to resume the replay with you as the Terran?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it'd be great.
The series.
Yep, it'll be streamed here on ESL TV. Maynard versus herO. I'll get revenge for my fallen Terran brother.
Well, not yet.
Or not. Or not.
Not yet, man. Yeah. It's not over.
That's right.
Not looking good for MVP here, being down 2 games, but he showed some good things in the previous game. After that first game, which I'm almost tempted to call a perfect, I was very worried.
So herO not mining gas just yet?
He's going to go for the same thing, basically, the exact same build. On 4 players map, this is one of the strongest builds you can go for because it's such an economic build, and it's not really risky unless you're playing against somebody who likes to go for those big aggressions. Those tricky, quick factories in particular are going to be quite deadly against this. But MVP here, not going to choose to go for anything like that. He's going to play in the most standard way possible. Reaper into Reactor, into Command Center, into winning, hopefully for him. Because it's not going well so far. Leaving 1
SCV in gas while sending the Reaper out and expanding as well. So yeah, I'll be taking that CC very, very shortly. Hasn't quite found herO yet. herO hasn't moved out at all. Feeling very comfortable to just macro at home. Getting that Nexus, single gate expand. Really just stock standard stuff from both players. Wouldn't be surprised if MVP just tries to play standard here against herO, and maybe, you know, he felt like he would have had a better chance in game 1 if he didn't get smashed so hard by those Oracles.
Yeah, gonna be starting second barracks here as well, and herO going for the second gas behind this. This is perfect so far. No, shouldn't lose a probe. Oh, not gonna be a perfect surely this time.
Bit of sloppiness there from MVP, losing the scouting Reaper. You never normally lose that.
All right, quick prediction: Stargate or Twilight?
I'm feeling Stargate again.
You know what? I'm gonna say Robo, even though it's probably gonna be Blink. Oh, a Forge goes down, making it more likely for it to be
Blink, probably.
A Twilight behind this. We'll see. A single Forge so far, no kind of greedy double Forge early on by herO, as he's gonna try to start scouting with his Zealot. Still does not know where his opponent is. He's actually gonna be able to find MVP directly.
Yep, heading in the right position. Nice little luck here from herO. He's already having a pretty solid game. The Mothership Core kind of heading in the wrong direction, but she'll change course very shortly.
He wants to scout 2 directions, I guess, which is
smart.
Smart, yes.
One Zealot here, seeing the Marines on the ramp. Oh, actually, he's going to lose the Zealot.
You're drunk.
Go home, Zealot.
Oh, he dies.
Yep.
herO being a little bit more sloppy than supposed to here, and Robo goes down behind this. Yes! That's what's up.
That's why you get the big bucks, man. Forge going down there with that +1, going to make all sorts of. He could go for an Immortal Bus probably. Going to have with the ground ups, although he is getting armor first.
Yeah, which probably means he's going to want to go for a Twilight. Although I mean, you don't really ever goes for +1 attack unless you want to go for some kind of Colossus timing, sometime big gateway aggression. Not really herO style. He likes to play a little bit more solid than just those kind of risky attacks. Seriously, this guy is so solid, it's ridiculous. He doesn't seem to cheese ever. He just plays standard, but he does it so well that sometimes it feels like a cheese because he's just attacking and killing his opponent. But no, it's not. He's still making probes in the meantime. He's just going for timings that are going to work because he reads the game so well every single time.
Yeah, he's just unfairly good at StarCraft.
He's actually 6-1 in maps right now in this tournament versus Terran.
My God. And he's going to go for a Colossus very quickly.
Imagine herO wins here 3-0 and then he has to play hack.
Oh God, he's going to feel pretty happy about that. All right, so hero's got the tower in the middle of the map here, sending the observer straight to MVP just to have a bit of a look and see what's happening. Twilight Council is going down, but you know, as I mentioned just before, Todd was talking, that we do have the Colossus stand as well, or Robotics Bay, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, going for Robo and then right after Twilight usually means you want to go into Colossus plus Blink Stalkers, which is one of the great builds that is out there. Koreans, they are the best by far at executing this. Nani was also a pretty good user of this build. Bit innovation with it in the WCS World Finals Season 2. But herO here is adding a lot of extra gateways. Could this be an all-in?
Good catch. Getting that observer there.
Yeah, nicely done. But I mean, at this point herO is not really scared of anything. He has his photon overcharge, double photon overcharge almost ready. I'm surprised we've seen this many gates this early. But I guess going up to 6 is also what Naniwa did versus Innovation when he played him on Derelict at World Finals. And the first Colossus is underway, Blink as well. You usually wait to start Thermal Lance until a little bit later because you don't need it that early. Maybe after second Colossus, something like that. And extra pylons going down. herO has cut pro production on 18 and 18. If he does not resume pro production, we could be seeing a 2-base timing here, which surely, as MVP here, would be hard to anticipate because he doesn't even have the watchtower at this point. He's going to get his first few millivacs and he should be starting to be aggressive, but herO restarts pro production here.
Okay, so he is going to get back into it. We got the +1 and Blink just about to finish for him. One Scouting Oracle having a bit of a look here. MVP does take it out pretty easily. Saw the Bioforces and the Metavacs. So MVP is going to move out and try and chip away at this scary, scary Protoss. Going to go through the middle of the map here. Colossus halfway done.
Yeah, still no Thermal Lance, interestingly enough. I'm not sure, I don't think he forgot about it, because herO, the only time he forgot about it was because he wanted to, or forgot about anything. And having two Colossus here, this army is actually quite dangerous. I think he might be anticipating this attack, so he's basically getting as many Stalkers as he can, and he's going to try to crush this as much as possible. But the very smart move that MVP has done was to send the factory across the map. He was able to spot this army. He's going to be pulling back now, and I mean, he should be pulling back, because this is very, very scary of an army.
It's two Colossus now with a third on the way. Even without Thermal Lance, that's just too much splash damage for this too small of a, and too unupgraded of a force. Yeah, doesn't really have the upgrades.
For a second, I thought that this might be two Colossus without range to force a lot of Vikings, so that then you tech into Charge Lords, level 2 ground armor, Templars. But no, herO's getting a third Colossus, so I'm really starting to wonder, has he forgot about the range? Because this is very late of a Thermal Lance here to be getting by him.
And he's getting charged first as well. That's
oh, this huge pack of army here is gonna go for a cancel on the third and should be able to get it, because herO was out of position trying to get a snipe.
Yeah. This is actually going to be a very nice time for MVP. We actually
There's a drop setting up in the main too.
Oh, got two Colossus there. One went down, lifts up and pulls back. Oh, he's going to try and drop in the Colossus again. Just
drop in the main.
Yeah, he's going to get there. He's going to Twilight Council before charge. Nice snipe there from MVP. The photon overcharge won't get the job done, but these Blink Stalkers might. One of the Enervex goes down, and the other one will escape.
Wow, and this would have been a lot better for MVP here if he had got the cancel on the third base. Now, I know he got a Colossus, which was a very important one, but actually not so important because there is no Thermal Lance just yet. But getting the cancel on that third base while setting up his own would have been a lot better. I'm sure of it now. MVP is pumping out Vikings out of one starport. He's going for the 2-2, actually 2-1 upgrades, because his +1 armor didn't finish yet. He's going for upgrades for his Vikings. And we're going to see basically a standard game out of both of these players. Some of the most standard play you can see out of them. When herO is actually taking to Twilight, I feel a little bit late at first. And now, since his Twilight got killed, this is going to be delayed even more. And look where he plays the second Twilight that he goes for, and the Forges. This is actually very vulnerable. He has some well-placed observers on the map.
MVP can still drop on the top of it, though. It doesn't have a complete spotting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a bit scary here. I'm surprised herO is making those mistakes here of placing those buildings there. I know he's confident with his defense, but so far, it's not been perfect in this game. And look at the charge is going to start so late. We're almost at the 14th minute. Essentially, this is an army in which only the Colossus are very, very strong. The Blink Stalkers, in a big fight, they are not going to help all that much. They are only there to take out the Vikings. But there's going to be enough Vikings to snipe this Colossi anyway. Ghost Academy underway. MVP wants to play the most solid Terran versus Protoss he's ever played here.
That's right. He didn't have to deal with the harassment in the early game as well, so he hasn't actually had any flow messed up.
And because herO took some damage and he might feel vulnerable against a timing attack, he throws down a couple cannons, actually 4 in total, on his third base, because he knows that if MVP goes for a pre-storm timing, which I mean is a very long window here because he had lost his Twilight earlier, this could be quite deadly. But MVP doesn't look like he's moving out across the map yet. He wants to go for Ghost. He wants to wait more before he fights. He doesn't look like he's afraid of that late game. So many Terrans are afraid of.
Yeah. MVP being pretty solid so far. The Observers getting picked off one by one. And there's some Stalkers from herO coming in here, but MVP has high ground and a huge concave. They're just there for a bit of a poke.
And Storm's going to be finishing here in a second. Charge is going to finish as well. hero's army is going to get a lot stronger all of a sudden. He's actually getting Gravitic Drive.
Yeah,
and a
Observer
Warp
speed.
Prism.
Oh no, that's a Prism speed.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Gonna be good, definitely. I always mistake those two as well.
Yeah,
I remember this one
similar
time.
icons, God.
I casted WCS Europe Season 1 with Skylaris and I called the Warp Prism speed being upgraded when it was actually the Quick Observer speed by Civ, a Russian Protoss. That was interesting. Dark Shrine goes down, and as 3-2 is going to be finishing too, MVP needs to attack before that. He's maxed out.
Oh
herO
my
is the one
God.
trailing behind right now.
Huge attack here from
Yeah.
MVP.
How well can MVP deal with this Colossus plus Storm army? He's pulled a lot of SCVs. I feel like he's going to come down to the Storms. Can he deny these Templars from storming? Can he get a good snipe and EMPs that he needs when herO is being so active with his Stalkers to try and get some snipes on some of those units?
Oh, this is going to be a little bit awkward for MVP coming up here. There's a bit of a choke. Force field's going down preemptively.
Oh, these Templars, they have to be careful. They could get sniped very,
Just
very
turns
quickly.
it into an Archon straight away.
Oh, the Ghost can go
One
through.
storm there.
Huge storm.
Yeah, damaging all the Vikings. The Chargers are coming through. We've got EMPs on the sentries. The Colossus joined the battle, but there are so many Vikings, Todd. They are just taking out the Colossus one by one. The bio of MVP is eating a lot of storms, though, taking a ton of damage, but this actually might be too much from MVP. He's got a lot on the ground still. Manamek's still alive. The forces on the ground. The Vikings are being dropped. MVP feeling like he might be okay. The army supply of MVP is 90 over 36. herO is in a really bad spot here. Can MVP do it? Can he tie the series or not tie the series, get a map back? He's going to be boosting away. Just going to recover here. herO does hold for now.
And you know what? MVP lost so many of his SCVs during this attack. He's on 29 walkers now against 68. So herO, the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for him. He's confident enough to start a force base. Look at this. He knows he has enough walkers to go for it too, so he's just going to make it, and basically from there he just has to camp until he completely outproduces his opponent, which, I mean, he's going to start basically right now. MVP, he has to go for a follow-up attack. I really don't feel like he can come back from this position in an economic game, although we've seen him pull off miracles like against Tefl.
Got a drop in the main with a Warp Prism, pretty easily deflected, although that DT is getting some add-ons here. And in the main, oh God, he's getting some SCVs as well, cutting into an already dismal SCV count for MVP.
I mean, at this point, there is no way MVP can reach a good Ghost count to basically fight against a lot of Templars and Archons, which is exactly what herO is going for. He's not even making Colossus anymore. He knows that Templars are going to be enough from this position. This is such a good read too. So many players would have made Colossus. I for one. And with those Dark Templars being warped in the main, herO is looking to do even some more damage without really suffering any losses.
I mean, MVP can't scan, man. He's got no...
He's going for it!
Oh my God. Time Warp going down. Oh! Big storm on the bio of MVP, taking a lot of damage here, and herO is just going to keep pressing the issue. He has so many charge lots, 4 Archons in the mix. They are upgraded. herO taking a supply lead, also with a army supply lead as well. All the splash damage here, and the bio will melt to the Protoss splash damage. He's got a bit of a reinforcement here from the top of the ramp, but I feel like this is just too much Protoss units from herO. A charge lot reinforcement, Templar reinforcement, most of Corey becoming GG, and herO takes this very convincing series 3-0. That actually was MVP's closest game in the series so far.
Yeah, well, the mech one was interesting, but yeah, probably not as close as this, because this really looked like MVP had won during the huge attack towards the third base, but herO able to barely hold. One thing that I had not thought about was that there was a lot of SCVs that were pulled as well during this attack. MVP, he ended up this attack with like 28 SCVs against 68 probes, which meant that he basically had lost, essentially, unless he was able to go for a follow-up attack before herO gets too much. But in the end, he even chose to play kinda defensively, and herO being just too solid here for MVP. And this fight was so close. I cannot stress enough how close it was. A few better EMPs, a few better snipes. MVP got hit by so many storms. And MVP, he would have won here. He would have won right there and then. It was this close. All came down to, I think, just one or two storms less, and I think MVP takes it like a landslide.
Yeah.
But herO just going to be too solid for that.
Close but no cigar from LGIM MVP. herO here on the camera, and now us on the camera. It will be taking that series 3-0. So MVP, unfortunately, leaves the tournament, and herO is going to move on. Oh, looks like we got herO is going to be facing the winner of Dongre and Hack.
Yeah, and Dongre is up with by 2 games right now. So we might have herO versus Dongre, 2 PVs in the semi. That was my prediction. And then a PvP in finals.
Well,
Why
we'll see
not?
if Todd's correct, guys. Only a matter of time. Thank you guys for staying tuned here. I hope you enjoyed that series. Even though MVP lost there, and I really, he's got my heart, and I really want him to win. He played okay. And
He's still got Tarson.
He's still got Tarson. He will always have Tarson.
So you up for resuming that replay versus herO?
Yeah, I'll play herO very soon, and
Live on ESL TV.
that's right. But for now, before that show match, we're going to be taking a break. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Intel Extreme Masters in Singapore. I'm Maynard, and with me is Todd. We'll see you very, very soon.
Professional grade communication tool. The choice of professional teams. Perfect stream viewing experience. Chosen by online streamers. Easy to use voice messenger service. Chosen by over 12 million gamers.
Communication is always vital when competing in tournaments. Winning a match requires perfect coordination. You cannot win by yourself.
Raid Call. Communication for winners.